Greetings, 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 salutations for everyone that's going to have an opportunity to see this. At whatever point you're going to have an opportunity to see this, my name is James Adlam, and I'm here in London right now with an incredible human being by the name of Mr. Liju Thomas, who's in our company, ACN. He's a regional vice president, Circle of Champions, consistent, top producer. As a matter of fact, this display case behind me is loaded up with evidence of what I just said. And, you know, today's his 5-year anniversary with his beautiful wife, Shruti, and he invited me over for dinner. It was an incredible time, but I wanted to just have an opportunity to have you all meet greatness. And a lot of times, you know, we do these Facebook Lives and it's me talking to you, but today, I'm telling you, you're going to hear something amazing. And so, Mr. Liju, thank you for taking your time, buddy. I appreciate it.
My absolute pleasure.
If you could do me a favor, because some people might not know your background, so just share with them about you. That'd be great.
Absolutely. I've been living in the United Kingdom for 20 years, so I'm born in a traditional Indian family. And the day you're born, my dad stamped on me that I'm a Dell computer. You're either a DELL, a doctor, engineer, lawyer, or loser. So I had no choice. So I came into this country 20 years ago. I did my degree in engineering. I graduated with a first class degree, and then I went into senior level engineering, and I worked there for many years because that's all that you know. And I didn't really like it because I didn't like my boss's job and I hit a ceiling. From then onwards, I was headhunted into senior level management. So I've done 5 different levels of careers that anybody can have. I did a white collar job in management. I did a blue collar job in service. I did a sales job, hated that. I did a traditional business, didn't like it because if you're not making enough money with the business, I mean, if the business doesn't run without you, you're not making enough money. Mm-hmm. And that's what it is. It's not really a business. You work for the business. And investor, I tried investing as well, but it's too much stress. So I did all 5 different types of careers that anybody can really have and didn't really find fulfillment and didn't really find wealth. And then I was looking around for what do these wealthy people do, and I started reading books like Think and Grow Rich, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, The Magic of Thinking Big. And I came across this industry, an industry that's one of the industries that created the most amount of millionaires on this planet, the network marketing industry. An industry that pays over $200 million in commissions daily, and an industry that is over $200 billion. So great. And I looked at this industry, and in this industry I was fortunate because an individual, an angel of God, came down, was given a vision to give me an information DVD of ACN, and I was glad that I was brought into the best company in this industry, and that is ACN. Started the journey 6 years ago. First 1 year I didn't really take it seriously simply because I had a big job in my community and also had a big ego. And ego stands for EGO, edging God out. So when your ego goes up, your bank balance goes down. When your ego goes down, your bank balance goes up. So 1 year, the first 1 year, I was in ACN, ACN wasn't inside me. I wasted 1 year of my life. I call that the most expensive year of my life. When a year later, I sat in front of my boss in my job and I put down figures. In the last 5 years, I made my company £15 million. And instead of giving me a raise and a promotion, they actually gave me the same pay scale, reduce my areas with more pressure. What's the point of living a life with so much pressure? You know, if you don't have fun in life, it's not worth living it. That's when I remembered the opportunity of ACN a year later. I remembered the stories that I heard of ordinary people coming into this industry and completely changing their lives. I remember watching this man's videos, and once you see James, it's something you can't take out of your head, you see. And I realized that no matter how high I went up that corporate ladder, no matter how high I went up that rat race, I was always going to be a rat. And that's what I understood that. And the first thing is, a job is never designed to make you wealthy. And number 2, the person who writes your paycheck, they control your life. The third biggest thing is this: if you have a job, you are going to be replaced by something faster, cheaper, better, or even prettier. And I knew that. So I really had to get an additional source of income. I took ACN seriously. I attended my first international convention, and that's when I realized an ordinary guy like me can become extraordinary. From that point, a decision was made. In that convention, that international convention, a decision was made that I want to take control of my life. No more is anyone else going to take control of me anymore. And from that one point to a year later, I became a regional vice president, and everything changed. I was able to do the best thing in my life is go to my dad and my mom and say, hey dad, hey mom, you never have to work a day in your life ever again. And since then, my wife doesn't work today, I don't work like in a job, my family is free, I am free, and we earn true residual income. And this last 5 years in ACN, my reality today is greater and better than my dreams 5 years ago. I'm telling you, this company, this business, it's not a part-time opportunity, it's your financial miracle if you accept it and understand its value. And hence, I'm sitting here today with one of the greatest individuals this industry has ever seen. And if you know James, you know what I'm trying to say. So, and I come from nothing, that's why I appreciate everything. So just me sitting here right now with James in my home, that itself is a dream come true, because you see, you're the average of the 5 people that you hang around with. If you hang around with 5 wise people, you'll be the 6th one. If you hang around with 5 millionaires, you'll be the 6th one. If you hang around with 5 idiots.
I love this guy. Liju, look, for real, I really love this man. This is an incredible man. And everything Liju talks about, everything you talk about, man, is just so, you're just so sharp, and your wife is so awesome. So you said something when you were speaking. You were talking about, having multiple careers. And if you think about it, whether it's engineering or owning your own business, these are things that people aspire to do, right? So these are things you'd already accomplished what was, at least in the United States, we consider to be success. You said it wasn't fulfilling. Okay, so explain that. Like, go into that a little bit more for everybody, because I think people think you were making money, so you're making money.
The biggest misunderstanding in the world is this, that people think money is everything. And hear me out. Some people are so poor, all they have is money. Let me repeat that. Some people are so poor, all they have is money. That's not what we want in life. If you look at the most fulfilling, our lives are so short. If you look at the biggest or the most expensive commodity in the world, it's time. And time is the most important commodity. And you're the youngest you've ever been and the oldest that you've ever been. So if all your life that you spend is to just get money, that's where most people fail. What one must go forward is not money, it's but fulfillment. And that fulfillment will only come from a balanced life. And that balanced life will only come from a prioritized life. And for me, the priority in life is God first, health second, third family, and fourth a career where you don't feel like you're working. If you have that whole thing in balance, you live a fulfilled life. If you think that you can live a life without God, you're messed up. Because there is a creator up there. Number 2, if health is wealth, you can be the richest person, there's no point in being the richest person in the grave. And if you're unhealthy, you'll become a burden to everybody around you. 3, family. No matter how much you gain in the world, if you don't have a good family of those people who love you, life is worthless. And 4th, a career where you become the best at what you do. And how do I explain what a career is when a 4-letter word called work, W-O-R-K, becomes a 3-letter word called joy, J-O-Y, you never have to work a day in your life ever again. That's what I call a career. A career where you get up in the morning, you want to go and do something. So every single day of my life today, I go to bed with satisfaction, but I wake up in the morning with determination. Because the fact is, if somebody comes within 5 meters of where I stand, I'm going to change your life. Because either you're growing every day or you're dying. And if you have an encounter with an individual and you haven't grown, that was a useless encounter. So why is my life fulfilling today? Because it's not about me anymore. It's about how many people's lives can I touch? Because the rule of the world is this: the more you give, the more you get. And the more people's lives that you enrich, the more enriched you will become. And this is what I always believed in my life. You see, when you were born, you were crying and the world was rejoicing. Live your life in a way that when you die, everybody else cries while you rejoice. That's a fulfilled life.
You see why I'm here right now? You see why we're doing this right now? Okay. Liju, I had a chance to be with your 3 boys, and you've created an incredible quality of life. And sometimes people look at you and they see what's created, but they don't necessarily understand the price for creation. Could you share with them the price and the reward?
Absolutely. Anybody who lives in the life today, if you ask them what is it that they want to go for, if I ask you right now, what do you really want in life? It all sums down to this one thing, and that word is called happiness. And the normal world considers happiness, but enlightened people call it joy. There's a difference between joy and happiness. So what do people want to be? You want to be happy. And so in order for you to be happy, this is the most important thing that you would understand is what is it that you really want in life? And if you just want to have a basic normal life, well, that's what it is. And if that makes you happy, so be it. But I believe that I'm a strong man today because a strong woman raised me and a strong woman stands beside me. So when I was born, my mother bore me for 9 months. The chance of me being born today on this planet was 1 in 400 trillion. The chance of you being born was 1 in 400 trillion. So you beat another 400 trillion people to be alive in this world today. So the reason you are born in this world is not to be mediocre, but to be great, but so that you do something. That's why you were created. So you got to understand your value. So for me, the second I understood that is what my purpose is, not to every single day wake up in the morning, force feed myself, wear clothes that I don't like, sit in a car that I lease, go and sit stuck in traffic 1.5 hours there and back, go to the same place of work every single day, meet the same depressed people every single day, go to toilet when your boss tells you go to toilet, go and have a holiday when your boss tells you go and have a holiday, come back every single day, sit down on the couch and live a box life every single day. That's not what you were created to be. That's what the world made you that. If you see my son today, he's 5 months old. My second son is two years. The third one, 4, 2 and 6 months. So I'm fast in production. So if you look at my 4-year-old, he's full of life. You understand? I told him just yesterday, and my wife was talking to him, listen, you got to wish daddy good luck. Why? Because daddy's going to speak in front of 3,000 people at the convention today. All right? You know what my son said? He's 4 years. He said, when I grow up, daddy, I'm going to speak in front of 5,061,000 people. Now, I don't know where he got 61 from. But the point is, when we were young, our minds were so big, and we had an amazing world of imagination. And by the time you get to 25, other people have influenced it. That's why most people die at 25. They're not buried till they're 70. So the point is this, the question that I want is, I had to make a decision. See, in the moment of your decision, your destiny is written. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired, frustrated of being overworked and underpaid. I wanted a fulfilling life. That's why I took ACN as a vehicle to get me that. And what I understood is anyone who's ever achieved success in their life, they had some massive tragedies in their life before, and they had to go through opposition. They had to go through the biggest hurdles in life. And if you don't have a hurdle in front of you, that's the wrong opportunity. That's not an opportunity for you, because the way to the top, the way to heaven is the most difficult way. The way to fulfillment is the toughest way. So one thing you got to understand is you got to embrace challenges. So anything puts in front of you, you got to embrace it. Most people hate challenges, and that's why they're stuck in their comfort zone. They don't get anywhere else. But I was somebody who decided that, listen, if I have to just look at MC, success leaves clues. Look at the most successful people in the world. They've overcome the challenges in front of them. So I knew that's what I was going to do, and I went through some severe amount of challenges to get to where I am today. But here's what it is. Everybody will see your glory one day, but they don't see the story of what it took you to get to the very top. I went through severe, physiological trauma, psychological trauma, family trauma, mental trauma. While I was alone, where I was not, knocked down, there was nothing there. What do you do at that point is watch videos on YouTube. I watched this gentleman's videos on SVP University, because you see, when something challenging goes in, you want somebody who's achieved a level pour into your life. And so I went through the challenges. I got to a point today where I live a life of happiness. Because let me tell you something, there's only one thing that I understood, the word rich, R-I-C-H, that's residual income creates happiness. That's why you see people who have residual income, they're happy. If you don't have residual income, if you don't have money coming in even while you're sleeping, then you will work till the day you die. So you need residual income, you need royalty income. Even if you stop working, the money still keeps coming in. And I want to be financially free. What is financial freedom? Add up your monthly expenses, your mortgage, your rent, your gas, your electric, your mobile phone. If that's $5,000 a month, if you have $5,000 of residual income that comes in every single month, then you are financially free. $1 above that, £1 above that, that's financial abundance. That is what's going to give you happiness. Residual income creates happiness. So even if you stop working, you know the bills are covered for, your family is covered for. God forbid, if you're going to heaven, you go down there, you have an accident and you're taken out of this planet, your kids are still being cared for. So that's why find a company, find an industry that gives you residual income. Hence I am in ACN today, and the longer I stay in this game, the richer I become. Isn't that crazy? The older you get, the richer you become, the wealthier you become. You get wealthier in health, wealth and wisdom, and that's what the challenges you got to go through and the residual lifestyle you'll get at the end of it.
I got one last question for you, and I'm really grateful for this, and I know that people watching this are going to get value. We have an international event coming up in Detroit in September 13th through the 15th, and you're in United Kingdom, but you're coming to that event. Why? Why are you coming to that event?
It's called the law of association. You see, if I take my mobile phone right now, and if I drop it, it doesn't matter what you think, who you believe, what you believe. The law of gravity states that this phone will hit the ground. No matter how educated you are or how intelligent you are, you can't defy a law. That's why a law is called a law. In the same way, if you want something in life, you've got to understand the law of association. And my interpretation of the law of association is you will have what you want in life based on your law of association. Have is H-A-V-E. H is health. You hang around with 5 fat people, you're going to be fat. You hang around with 5 healthy people, you're going to be healthy. So you have the health of the 5 people that you hang around with. What is A? The attitude. You hang around with positive people, you become positive. You hang around with negative people, you become negative. It's period. Forget you become negative, your wife will be negative, your neighbor will be negative, even your dog is going to be negative. That's how powerful the law of association is. We is values. You see, you hang around with people with good value, you live a life of value. You hang on 5 thieves, you're going to be the 6th one. And E is the earnings. Your income today is the average of the 5 people that you hang around with. So just take out the 5 people that you hang around with, add up all the incomes, yours is the income of the average is the income. So if you hang around with 5 millionaires, you're going to be a millionaire. It's period. It's the law of association. So why is someone like me, right, I took 50 people with me to the American convention, the last one, and the same thing for here. We pay over 2,000 to 3,000 pounds just to come to an event like that, right? Some of these individuals just get started in the business and they're paying that huge amount of money to come in because it's the mindset. You know, do it for the M. The mindset you will have of a rich person who digs for gold and not a poor person who thinks about the price of the shovel. Why am I going to Detroit? Is because the highest paid earners in the whole of ACN, the highest paid earners in ACN being the world's largest direct seller of energy, telecom and essential services. So the highest paid earner in the largest direct selling company of energy, telecom and essential services are going to be in Detroit. So you want to be there not to get motivated, but just for the fact that you attach law of association to your life and you go and rub shoulders with the people who are the ones who have made the achievements that you want in life. So, and you know what happens when you rub? Gold dust get absorbed into you. You won't even realize that you're changing, and that's the best part. You become like the person you associate with, and you're going to find the finest people in Detroit Convention. And I'm bringing people from here, all the way from the UK, all the way there. Why? Just so that we attach ourselves and we get as much associations with these fine leaders, and then everything else is just a byproduct of that law of association. And that's what happened to me when I went to my first convention. I hang around with successful people. Guess what happened? My life turned around. So ACN is giving you that opportunity in literally 13 days to be in Detroit International Event. You don't want to miss that opportunity, because people who are poor in the world, as POOR, are people who pass over opportunities repeatedly. You understand? So you don't want to be that individual. So you want to be the individual who takes charge of your life, who makes a decision. You listen to this, there's 2 things, 2 kinds of people. There are people who listen to this and they will go from one ear and go to the other ear. And some people will take this information and go from here, and rather than going to the other ear, it'll get into their heart and they make a decision on the spot and they book and they come there. Now, am I going to get paid for you coming there? Absolutely not. But what I do know is this. Not everybody who attends the International Convention in Detroit is going to be an SVP. but there's not one senior vice president who's become one who's effective who has not attended an international convention. So the reason you want to be in Detroit is because you want to fulfill into the law of association, hang around with the best leaders in this country, in this era. Trust me, my friends, we are right now in an era that our fathers did not have this opportunity. Our forefathers didn't have this opportunity of deregulation. Right now is the best time you can ever be to your life. The whole economy around you is crashing, but ACN is growing step by step. This company, what I liked about it, if someone asked me to describe ACN in 2 words, is 1, it's blessed, and 2, it's pure. Let me repeat that. It's a blessed company and is a pure company, led by real people who are blessed and pure. Nobody, I promise you, not one employee will be able to tell about their company that they'll work in a pure company. I can hand on heart say this. We live in an era with the best time, in the best opportunity, with a pure company and a blessed opportunity. So do not miss this opportunity to be there, get your people there so they can witness what's going to come down in Detroit. And that one decision you make today changes the course of your destiny for the rest of your life so that you can leave a legacy. And how do I define legacy? Legacy. Let every generation after celebrate you.
You're an amazing man.
Thank you, sir. Takes one to know one.
Thank you for learning in your home. Thank you for everyone that, thank you from everyone that just heard you, because I know I was blessed for it. I know they were blessed for it. And I just appreciate you.
My absolute pleasure.
Thank you, brother.
Mr. James Adlam in my home in London. Come on. My 3 boys were on him. We took pictures. And if you have an opportunity to work with this man, a prophet is never honored in his own land, and familiarity breeds contempt. But if you understand the value of what you hand in your hands or you have in your hands, trust me, if I had this resource in my hands, I would never leave that at all. If he was in London, we will be brothers meeting all the time, and that's what it is. Our kids will be together because the law of association, because when we both get together and you come on between, things happen. That's what it is. Things happen. Magic happen. You know, you'll see that spread. So if you got a chance to work with him, learn from him, make sure you do so, because it's one of the finest people I've ever met in my life. I just described him yesterday. He's a big giant, but with a heart of a child. And that's the beauty about him, the innocence of a child. And if you look into his eyes, you will see the grace of humility. And the grace of humility is a divine feeling. And that's what you will get when you speak with James, a divine feeling. Because he will touch you. He doesn't speak to you, he touches your heart. So make sure you take value from it. We had an event yesterday with thousands of people, and people were literally crying when he finished speaking, simply because he was speaking, but at the same time he was touching their hearts. If you get an opportunity to work with a man like this, don't waste that opportunity, friends, because let me tell you, opportunity, it never comes all the time. If you grab it, you'll take it and you will run with it, and next magic happens. I look forward to seeing each and every one of you in Detroit. And thank you, James, for this opportunity.
Thank you, my brother. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Everyone, you just heard from one of the greats, not just in this industry, period. And I love that. Let every generation after celebrate you. I see you were posting that as well. So we want to hit the level of Circle of Champions and to be one of the top leaders is an incredible honor. And we have a second individual that's going to come on in here and have a conversation with all of you, because look, you know, Mr. Liju talked about association, and we're here in his house right now, and I realized I was sitting at a table with millionaires, and that's a very wild feeling, right? Totally an amazing feeling.